Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and I'm showing up pretty late to this party on this particular topic, so I'm just gonna bundle it all up into one little snowball and throw it right at your face. Hey, you know, my channel has like 47,000 subs, and that's considered pretty big in the Magic community, because even clearing like 5 or 10k is insane. I mean, how many people are above 10,000 subs in the Magic community? Like 15, 20? Oh, by the way, my channel is only about 4 years old. There's a 6-year-old channel out there, you might have heard of it, formerly called the Aether Hub. Yeah, might as well keep my old joke rolling and keep pronouncing it that way. And his channel had an astonishing 75,000 subs. He actually got about roughly the same amount of monthly views as I did too. So like, imagine a channel my size and popularity just quitting. Just screw it, I'm done with Magic, screw the whole thing. I'm way too fed up with it, I'm leaving, bye-bye. That's it, I'm changing my channel to be a Pokemon channel, which you might have said, yeah, Des, you say that all the time, that's your ongoing running gig on this channel. No, he did that. I'm actually referencing what he actually did. Seriously, the Aether Hub is now the Trick Room, and he covers Pokemon lore. Oh, in case you're not familiar, he used to cover Magic lore. He was like the Magic lore channel. So to do what I said I'd do in the first place, I'm just gonna burn through all the details instead of, focusing on them. So he started the channel just because he liked the lore and was like, cool, let's make a channel. Not like, oh, let's make a business, so I'm gonna be YouTube famous. No, he was just like, let's make lore videos. I like Magic, the story is cool, YouTube is neat. But for the last year, he said his play group is gone for, one reason or another. I don't know if like his LGS closed or people moved away, people quit, who knows. Or if it's like me and his entire personal play group like got arrested, moved, or died. He didn't specify, but he did say, yeah, it's been about a year since he's really even played Magic. He doesn't have a place to play and doesn't have people to play with, so there you go. And also the story lately was crap, culminating with the biggest disappointment from like, what, a 10-year lead up, which was the awful War of the Spark novel, basically unreadable. Well, it turns out if your channel's about the lore and the storyline, and it sucks, and you don't play Magic, kind of hard to stay interested. So, he even said he was so out of the loop that he didn't even know M20 was coming out. And then all of a sudden he sees some stuff about it and he's like, oh, wait, didn't War of the Spark just come out? And yeah, he agrees. Too many sets come out too quickly, too much to follow. And then he even added on top of that, the card quality and just everything, like all the bad stuff lately. It makes you not want to cover Magic. And yeah, I can identify with that. So by comparison, he's been playing Pokemon for decades, which he's not been playing Magic or following it that long, I believe. Like I said, he only ever wanted to make the channel as a hobby. It just kind of like accidentally blew up. Not really accidentally, it's because he's awesome. His channel is top-notch content about the lore and everything. I mean, they're very professional, well-made, and he's always polite and just, everything you wanted a good YouTuber, non-controversial YouTuber. It's like the opposite of me. And, he has a longer history playing the Pokemon games. And then he didn't want to abandon this channel or try to run two at the same time for various reasons, which, I mean, yeah. Running two is a pain, and he has, like, a job and a life and hobbies and things to do outside of YouTube. I mean, even doing YouTube full-time like I do, it's kind of hard to run two channels at once. It just is. It's a lot of work. So he wasn't like, oh, let's make Magic content when I feel like it, and then I'll mostly make Pokemon content because I'm more interested in that right now. He's just like, screw it. I'm over Magic. After 6 years, 75k subs, and I don't know how many videos because it doesn't tell you anymore, he is exclusively changing to Pokemon. I mean, what do you even say about that? And I gave all the reasons. That's just the background. The actual final decision came from the absolute disrespect he got from a Wizard staff member, someone you may have heard of, who really honestly for about 10 different reasons now shouldn't work there. Oh yes, it's Blake, barely literate in the English language Rasmussen, who writes most of the articles for Daily MTG. Poorly. So he's, from what I heard, known to be a bit of an arrogant dick on Twitter, which, shocker, a Wizards employee, far left liberal nut job on Twitter, being a dick to people. Wow, I've never heard of that. What an unprecedented series of events. So the Aether Hub is like the most inoffensive, just single topic, keep it to what it is channel in the Magic world. And there are some of these. You guys know I cover everything. Decks, gameplay, news, spoilers, lore, what the staff's doing, anything. Oh, and plus, of course, opinion pieces. Well, that wasn't the Aether Hub. He was just like, here's what happened in the story. Here's the background of this person. Here's what this did. Very inoffensive nonfiction and very beneficial to the game. I mean, you don't get that many subs and that many views and not help the game out by, like, attracting YouTube viewers back to Magic. I mean, he probably made Wizards like $5,000 to $100,000 extra per year. That's just my ballpark estimate, just by existing and making content that's super vanilla, inoffensive, and helpful. Well, and good, very professional and good content. So Wizards should be like bending over backwards to kiss his ass, but nope, not the almighty Emperor Blake Rasmussen. So, as far as I can gather, ever since a third-party marketing company that Wizards contracted because their own employees are too lazy to do their own jobs, ever since they sent a spoiler to Jeremy from Unsleeved Media, whoopsies, it would appear that Blake Rasmussen has personally taken over selecting people for who gets spoiler cards. If you're not familiar, it's like, oh, you do something with the Magic community in America or some country. Cool, here, you get a spoiler. And then, they do the schedule and say, here, release this on exactly July 8th. And then you do it and, oh, exclusive card and nod from Wizards. Oh, look at me, I've made it. Yay. Except it's all just crooked favoritism, pushing a liberal lefty agenda, and at the end of the day, just BS-free marketing for Wizard. The whole spoiler system is just crap. It's just stupid. Nobody respects it anymore. Nobody looks at somebody who got a spoiler and says, oh, yay, good for you. No, it's like, good for you kissing Wizard's ass. Like, who cares? Everyone knows at this point that they have an official blacklist. Everybody knows that they handpick people basically based on their sexual orientation, gender, skin color, or where they live to pander to different culture. It's just so transparently stupid that nobody cares if you get a spoiler or not. It's almost seen as a negative thing. Because if you're critical of Wizards, or as I like to call it, realistic, they will never send you a spoiler. So this all happened because the Aether Hub was getting tons of spoilers because, he'd be like literally the first person I would think of to send a spoiler to. It's like, oh, what's that gigantic, almost 1/10 of 1 million sub channel that covers just the lore and has never said anything offensive or unprofessional his entire life? Oh yeah, that would be the Aether Hub. So he had gotten cards in the past and he made great videos on them, and they were usually like story or lore heavy, very fitting for him. He'd tell the whole history of the characters that were in the art, everything. Wonderful coverage. So he got in contact with Blake in July 2018, then November 2018, then December 2018, then March 2019, then May 2019, all in Twitter DMs. He actually has screenshots of these, politely asking something like, hello Blake, hope you are well. I just wanted to reach out and express the Aether Hub's interest in an MTG, whatever the set is, preview card, if available. Have a great day. Literally word for word what he wrote. No response. None. Gets no response from Blake. And Blake lives on Twitter, okay? Like, this is his job. He's just for some reason blowing him off. Nobody knows why. Not even just a quick little, we decided to just skip you to focus on other newer creators, but we'll come back to you, just no offense. Or, hey, we all of a sudden don't like you, but we're at least going to have the balls to tell you. Nope, he literally just ignored. But they're all marked as seen, by the way, too. Wow, it's not like anybody's entitled to anything from them, but, that's pretty rude. So, for the latest set, he decided, let's message him again. Who knows? Don't know what his problem is, but let's message him again, because spoilers are cool, and they're cool videos to make. And Blake replies with, doesn't sound like you're terribly interested in the set's theme, for M20 by the way, so maybe some point in the future. Well, what was that snippy, sarcastic comment over? Oh, we don't have to imagine he cited his sources by linking to the tweet that he didn't like. The horribly offensive you're blacklisted from getting spoilers for at least this season and let's be honest, probably the future. What was this tweet's contents? Because we all know the Aether Hub is known for his highly controversial, divisive tweets. He wrote, and oh boy, I hope you don't have children in the room right now. Already saw this on Origins. Please add something outside more of the same Planeswalker in a single set. In reference to Chandra being the feature. It's like a constructive complaint. It's kind of like a statement saying, I dislike this set, or, oh no, Chandra again. But one, everybody in the community is saying that too. Didn't we just see Chandra's backstory in 2 core sets ago, arguably, if you want to call it a core set, Origins? People aren't that interested in Chandra. That's the other thing that everybody's saying. And he didn't say that, but if he even implied it, he's right. She's just not an interesting character. And ever since Wizards put in that BS line in the story that's, oh, now all of a sudden retcon, she's a lesbian. It's just emotional, flood of memories, Jace. They just ruined the character. Nobody wants to hear more about Jace at this point. Nobody wants to hear more about Chandra. And by the way, there's a Japanese manga that just came out where Jace makes out with Vraska. I am not kidding. Look it up. I mean, they're already sitting on the steps of Vraska crying and talking about boys or whatever the hell happened in that storyline. They might as well kiss. I was screaming the whole time while reading the story, oh, just kiss already. But Japan got my back on that one. I have seen 3 screenshots from it, and that is more than enough. That manga's some freaky shit. So if I can translate what God Emperor Blake Rasmussen was thinking, if I were to kind of project and read between the lines, well, if you don't like our set and you have nothing nice to say about it, then we're not going to send you a spoiler. You've got to toe the line and absolutely kiss our ass and pretend like every single product is the best thing you've ever seen, or we're not going to give you our grand honor of a spoiler card. Oh my gosh, you do not do this to one of the biggest creators. If somebody did something of that caliber to me, well, let's just say there's probably a really good reason that I suspect, and I kind of confirm this, Wizard staff members are not allowed to communicate with me according to corporate policy. They cannot respond to anything I say or do or post on any platform. So not only am I blacklisted from them, they're blacklisted from me because they know that I already don't like them. I have a huge audience, I have a huge pull, and they don't want to find out what would happen if they really pissed me off or offended me directly. Not a good idea. They are completely correct on that front. I mean, I might seem kind of pissed off in some videos, but you haven't seen nothing yet. So good call on that one, Wizards. But, you know, the Aether Hub is still being super professional about this. He's like, fine, I'm just leaving. Whatever. This is the final straw. If you're going to be a dick to me and then ignore me and then send tweets like that, I'm already disinterested in it. Why am I even going to keep making content? And you know, I am at the exact same place mentally. I'm so fed up with the game and the company, I don't even play paper anymore. And if my second channel was as big as this one, I would never make another Magic video as long as I lived. And at this point, if they purposely or accidentally sent me a spoiler card, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, cool, thanks. And then light it on fire, never show it to anybody, and then probably Photoshop a fake one and then tell Wizards to suck it. And then like leak that one instead. And like 3 days earlier than I was supposed to. And then I'd probably mail the ashes of the cards directly to Mark Rosewater. So the Aether Hub is like as knowledgeable and way more likable with a bigger following than your own members of the creative department who manage the story and the lore for every set at Wizards. When he's that big and important, if he has some like criticism about your choice of the direction to go with the story, listen to him. Yeah, he doesn't work there, but we're all one big community, and somebody with that kind of pull, he kind of does work for you. He does work, and it's for you at the end of the day because it promotes your product. I mean, you're a W-4 away from hiring him, or W-2, whatever, I don't know. Whatever the hiring tax form is. The joke only made sense to Americans anyway. So yeah, I would be very concerned if he comes onto Twitter and says, I don't like this about your set, because you should be like, crap, he likes everything. He loves the lore. He's the #1 fan. We should be like, okay, bare minimum, if you disagree with them, just be like, oh, okay, you know, your feedback is appreciated. Not, oh, well, screw you. If you don't like it, we're not sending you anything. I mean, it's childish, it's arrogant, it's elitist. It's like Blake playing Mr. Power-hungry idiot. He's throwing his pathetic, meaningless power around. Oh, you get a spoiler, but you don't. I am the grand arbiter of spoilers. All bow down to me. Like, piss off, Blake. You can barely speak English, for God's sake. Everybody hates your writing and your crappy sense of humor. You're just cringy. And your job of handing out spoilers is like work that they used to give to a contractor because nobody wanted to do it. Like, get off your high horse, come down from your ivory tower, and get a clue. You are so much less respected than the Aether Hub, and now look what you did. This is honestly a fireable offense to take one of the largest channels promoting the game for free that's never said anything bad about your company pretty much in the history of his channel that I've ever seen. One little tweet and you're like, well, screw you. And he's like, well, screw you back. Basically gets rid of the whole channel. That has done more financial damage to direct sales of Wizards of the Coast products than they probably pay Blake in a year. Okay, it's time to fire Blake Rasmussen. But everybody knows you get a job, you maintain a job there based on seniority and how far of a left nut job you are. Which actually, I think he's a straight white male. So, I mean, that alone should have gotten him fired. It's astonishing that somebody at Wizards would shoot themselves in the foot that hard, but then again, I've used that exact metaphor like 50 times. They seem to have a bit of a pattern forming, which is weird, because they're probably anti-gun. So yeah, unbelievable. Obviously we're gonna miss the Aether Hub. I'm gonna take his place and cover the lore because I don't know crap about it. And you might have noticed I stopped giving a crap about the lore and the storyline and covering it in any way, shape, or form right when the book came out. What a coincidence. So I guess there's always the Magic historian, but he temporarily quit and stopped covering Wizards of the Coast products as well for a little bit and then came back. So tells you what he thinks. And I always told you if I didn't need the money and didn't need the views, screw this channel. So that's 3 for 3. You're doing a great job, Wizards, so far. Hey, wait a minute. I feel like there was another major YouTube channel that covered Magic content and then flipped over to cover Pokemon. I wonder who that could be. Okay, legit, I actually forgot his channel name. But it was huge. It was big. I mean, it was like probably 30 to 50K subs, maybe? And I mean, I could name a couple more that quit too. So if we're all dropping like flies and we're your free advertising and marketing department, uh-oh. Like I said, time for some consequences for Blake and some new corporate policies on what you say to who and how you treat your content creators. I mean, I could go to other communities like the Mech Warrior community. I don't remember if it was tabletop or digital, honestly, but there was some big controversy there where they disrespected one of their biggest streamers and it blew up in their face. Not a good idea. And you know, word is, Tolarian, aka the Professor, aka the Quaker Oatman, aka William Penn, he and Wizards aren't getting along so well because he was so fed up with their crap that he finally decided, you know what, why am I being nice and, you know, fulfilling their stupid narrative? I'm going to tell them that this is unacceptable card quality. I'm going to make videos about it. I think he even made some videos about the constant banning of cards and how bad Standard has been in the last couple of years. And why cover for him? Like, at the end of the day, Brian is kind of a pretty reasonable person. If he's even fed up, and then, by the way, I heard Wizards stop sending him spoilers because of the comments he made about card quality. This is hitting V for Vendetta levels where, like, nobody is safe. Nobody is too big for Wizards to piss off and offend just because they said one bad thing about you. Cut the attitude, cut the ego, cut the crap, Wizards. This isn't working. You are going down the toilet quickly. You need to reverse it, okay? So, if you really want to piss off Wizards, Sabon, I think there's a Welsh pronunciation of that as well. I don't know, whoever you are, if you want to really piss off Wizards, come on my channel for a video, for a collab or a live stream. That would be some funny shit. In fact, everybody blow up his social media telling him he has to complete the circle and come on the Desolator Magic channel. I'm like the Tosh.0 of people who hate Wizards. Or more like Ellen, maybe. So anyway, that's this whole situation. I'm pretty pissed off about it. I think it's crap, but I'm not surprised because this is how Wizards treats people. They're all just really, really arrogant, egotistical people who are constantly getting, you know, positive reinforcement from all the ass kissers on their little social media bubble. And then when somebody comes in and pops it and says, I don't like this, they just freak because they don't know how to handle it because they're immature children. And I could dump on them for another 10 minutes about just how much I hate them, but I think the point has been made. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next video.